Well, how does this feel to see this for financial literacy, to hear you speak?
This is amazing what both of you brothers have built, because we need education and we need to learn how to work with each other, because once we get the financial literacy, the education of money, we already got the work ethic, we already got the knowledge, and everybody out here is hungry, but you two are the key here. Let's give it up for both of them, because we wouldn't be here without that. And let me just say, God is so good. And all the time. All right, let's go then.
He nailed it.
That wasn't planned.
Yo, that was not, we didn't plan that.
Look, I promise you that wasn't planned.
Yo, no disrespect. But he been to a few cookouts.
All right, everybody, take your seats, please, please, please.
Oh, man, they said, call for the ISO.
This ain't nothing but God, brother. It's nothing but God.
It's incredible, it's incredible.
Yes, yes.
Wow. And it can only happen in Atlanta, too.
You got to do it
ATL. It only happen in ATL.
Only in Atlanta, only in Atlanta. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, let's try to clear the aisles if we can. So, Magic, I want to start right off. You're one of the most successful entrepreneurs. Our coach is one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world, but everybody has mistakes and failures, right? So my first question is, what's one financial mistake you made in business that you learned from or might have been painful?
Well, along my journey and along all of our journeys, we're all going to make a mistake. And we might make two mistakes, right? But my first mistake was when I was actually 19 years old. I had just won the national championship, and I beat that dude named Bird. I don't know. You
ever heard of him?
And so all the shoe companies came to recruit me to sign with them. And this is why this conference is so important, because Converse offered me the most money. And so when you black and you broke, you take the most money, right? And so I decided to go with Converse, but Phil Knight came in and he said, I can't offer you the same amount of money as Converse, but I can give you something called stock. And I passed on the stock, not knowing anything about stock at 19 years old. You know how much money 46 years later that stock would be worth today? $1.5 billion. Ooh. So I wish I was this urban back when I was 19 years old. But let me just say to all of us, make sure we educate ourselves about equity, about stock. You know, we want to own. And so I didn't know anything about it. But God put me in a position to make up for it, right? I'm doing okay.
Well, let me just follow up on that, because that story is a crazy story. When did you realize, oh man, I might have messed up a little bit? Like, did somebody educate you like, yo, this is equity, this is stocks? Like, at what point in your journey did you realize, okay?
I realized I messed up when Michael Jordan came out with Air Jordan. That's when I knew I messed up. I could have owned some of that, right? So I messed up big time. And but you know, that's what happens. You're not educated. And so now I educate myself about everything. And that was a huge mistake on my part. But also my family didn't know money. See, a lot of times you're going to be the first generation of wealth and knowing money in your family. And so it's important that you're successful so that your siblings or people in your family or friends can follow your lead. And that happened to me. Now that I'm successful, others in my family are successful as well.
Yeah, you trailblazed. Everybody knows, like, we grew up in the 80s, obviously watched your Hall of Fame career, and everybody just knew that Magic smile. He's the nicest guy in the world. And then you hear people who've played with you, and they said, he's the most competitive person I've ever met in life. So I wonder, How did you transition, or did you have to transition when going into the business field? Were you just as competitive, if not even more?
Oh, I'm competitive right now. I don't want to lose at anything. And you take that same competitive drive that you had on the basketball court and you put it in business. Listen, I go to bed at 8 o'clock. I'm up at 4 o'clock. I work out for 2 hours, and then I'm in the office all day. I'm driven. I don't need nobody to pat me on the back or anything. I'm self-motivated. So that plays in my favor, right? And so everything that I learned as a basketball player, I've taken into business. I'm a disciplined man, right? I do all the research because I had to research my opponents back in the day. Now I research companies and businesses. And so I'm also, when you think about, I'm a perfectionist. I like to do everything the right way. And that's the key for all of us out here. The way you're going to grow your brand and keep your brand, you got to be particular about what you let come in, right? And what you put out there on social media and all that, because that goes to your brand. So I'm very, very particular about the companies I get involved in, as well as what I send out on social media, because I don't want nothing to hurt my brand or dilute my brand.
It's interesting if I just ask a follow-up. When you were playing, it was obvious. The competition was, there was this guy in Chicago, and there was this guy in Boston. In business, how do you look at it? Are you looking at companies? Are you looking at other entrepreneurs? Or maybe some of your contemporaries who used to play sports as not competitors, but hey, they set a benchmark, we got to go higher?
Yeah, now I think when we get to this level, you cheer for Michael Jordan and his business. You cheer for Robert Smith. You cheer for any brother who or sister who is doing very, very well. See, I'm not no hater. I cheer for them, and then I also try to learn from them. If they got something that'll help me be successful, I'm going to steal it, take it, and grab it, right? And put it into my business. So what we need to do is really, I saw Bob Johnson change the landscape, right? And so when I saw Bob do BET, that really inspired me to really say, I want to be like Bob Johnson. But at the same time I said it, I also want to go past Bob Johnson, right? In my own mind, I was saying that, right? And so I always look at success of black people and say, wow, that's wonderful. And also, how did they get there? What road did they take? And if I can learn from them, whether that from their success or their mistakes, I'm going to get up under them and try to do just that.
Clap it up for that, for sure.
Ain't no hater.
So, I mean, you've told the story about Starbucks, but my whole thing is, how do you go from opening one business to having several hundred different type of businesses, scaling without losing quality?
Well, the hardest thing to do is to scale a business, right? Because you may have enough money to start that first business, right? But the hardest thing is, now am I in a financial situation where I can build the second one? So what I did with Starbucks, I let the first one build the second one. I didn't take any money from the profits we made. Then I let the second one build the third one and fourth one, and on and on and on. I didn't take no money out until we built 50 stores. And so why is that important? Because it was important to scale the business, but also put myself in a position where I could sell those stores back to Starbucks and Howard Schultz. We built 125 Starbucks, and now I was able to sell all of them back. That was my exit strategy. And make sure you always have an exit strategy. You might not decide to sell, but at least you got the strategy in place. And so if you do decide to sell, you're ready to do just that.
Yeah, that's important, right? To me, it speaks about being mentally prepared, right? So I know as you're playing.
Before you go into that next one, let me give them this.
Go for it.
And then also, too, don't sell too early. I'm going to say that one more time. Don't sell too early. Because a lot of time they're going to come with this check and know you might be in a position and they know you're going to take that check, and then they turn around, say you sell it for 5 or 10 million, but then 3 or 4 years later, that guy sells it for 200 million. So make sure you understand that sometimes you can still hold on to the business and help it grow so that you can sell it for the 200 million instead of somebody else. So make sure you understand that timing is everything, okay? So I had to stand up and tell them that because so many of our brothers and sisters sold their business too early.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to give you an example of that. I know Ryan is here, young brother. Stand on up, Ryan. Yeah. So this young brother we had, he was in Stanford MBA program, but we recruited him to join our company, but he negotiated the WNBA Sparks deal that we had. And thank you for that too, that we entrusted this deal in this young brother's hand. Now, we've owned the Sparks for a few years. We haven't made a dime, right? It's been a tough going for the WNBA, except now. Hold on. There was a time when we said, should we sell this? And we kept saying, no, let's hold on to it. Now, a group out of Boston just bought the Connecticut Sun for $325 million. Oh, thank God we didn't sell too early. Right? Because now we only paid $10 million for the franchise. So when you think about that return we're going to have, it's amazing. So don't sell too early, okay? I just wanted to point that out.
Troy, can I just follow up real quick because it's right on path. I'll just follow up real quick because my next question is right on path of what you said. My next question was going to be, why did you liquidate? So you just explained that you liquidated your Starbucks. Can you walk us through why you liquidated, the deal of liquidation, and what you did with the money after you liquidated?
That's a great question.
Should I stand? Should we stand? I'm gonna just sit here. I'm gonna just do it like this.
I'm never gonna change. So, listen. So when we built that we had a deal to build 125 Starbucks, and we did that in 5-6 years. We were making so much money that Howard came in and said, well, first of all, let me take you back. They said it could never happen. Starbucks wouldn't last in the black community. Mm-hmm. We proved them wrong. Right? Proved them wrong. We had to make some changes to make sure that Starbucks was successful in our community. So we don't eat scones, so we had to take the scones out of my Starbucks. Sweet potato pie, peach cobbler, sock to me cake. So when you walked into my Starbucks, the feel was different, the desserts were different, and definitely the music was different. So I customized it. Shh. This is important. Now get with me right here. I customize it to my customer. Very, very important. I never made it about me. Where black folks fail is you make it sometimes about you and your likes. Not about what the customer like. So remember, always make your business about the customer. And then you will get the returns that you're looking for. So I knew it was time. Howard Schultz came to me and said, listen, 100 Starbucks, 125 Starbucks, 125 Starbucks. 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 125 Star we don't have to wait these next 4 years. We're making a lot of money. The multiple is already in the contract. So I start timing times that revenue. Ooh, shoot. I'm good. Vicky, that's my financial person, Vicky. I go to Vicky for finance. I said, oh, I'm good. So I said, yeah, it's time for me to sell. And sure enough, I sold Starbucks, and who would have ever thought that the Dodgers would be for sale?
Yeah.
So I used the money that came back to me from the Starbucks sale and put it into the Dodger deal. No, stop. Why did I do that? First of all, there was no people of color being owner in Major League Baseball. That's one reason. The second reason is I'm buying the Dodgers. The Dodgers got the biggest brand. It's in baseball. Them and the Yankees, those are the two biggest brands. So I knew it was going to be a home run, and now I'm going to give you the numbers. When we bought it, $2.2 billion, 12 years ago, the highest anybody had ever paid for a North America sports team. Forbes just came out with the list. We're valued at $7.5 billion. So, again, understand what you're buying when you buy something, right? That brand is so important. I knew we would hit a home run, and sure enough, we were able to do that.
I'm not sure. Should we?
I know.
Going back? All right, I'm gonna go back.
I just can't sit down when I'm trying to help my people.
I thought you was going to do it behind the back pass.
Yeah.
I was ready. I'm in pocket.
I was waiting. I had my hands ready for the pass.
Assist, man, ain't nothing.
I know. So, I mean,
I'm just a little slower now at 66 years old.
we saw the jump shot too on the yacht. We'll get to that. You talked about a lot there, but one of the things that was missing, gets missed, and we kind of talked about it backstage, is yes, ownership is important from a financial side, but also from a representation side. Talk about the importance of that, because in order to see something, right, in order to be something, we have to see it first. So talk about the representation, because there was a generation where we watched it, we don't know how they did it. You're doing it a lot different. We've watched you play, we've watched you make these business moves, we've watched you put stores in locations that people wouldn't, we've watched you become successful. You've left clues for us. Talk about the representation part.
Well,
I'm getting up with you.
Well, we got to remember something. It's not just about the money. It's about having a seat at the table. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't hear nobody. What? What is our biggest challenge is that we don't have a seat at the table. So when you become successful, you're able to now have a seat at that table. And then you can help the city change. They include you on decisions that happen in the city or in different areas of the city that you live in. So it's like the power. And so that's what it's all about. Yes, we can. It's a lot of people can make money, but we need to be represented. That's what you two brothers are doing right now, giving all of us a chance. You're representing the culture. These young people, they see you and they see what you built. This is amazing. And this is just what we needed, right? And so now, hold on 1 second. You driving 20,000 people, the mayor got to come see you. What? Wait a minute. 2 black men driving 20,000 here in the city? Oh, I got to have a meeting with them two. And then it just continues on. So, yes, we want to be successful, but also we want to have a seat at the table to be able to hopefully be change agents on what's happening in our community, but also what's happening in the city too as well. So that's what it's all about.
So you've invested in everything from movie theaters, Starbucks, the Dodgers. What is your fourth? Obviously, you have a great vision. what is your foresight to know something is going to be profitable 10 years, 20 years, a good investment to put your money in?
Well, I think first of all,
I was ready that time.
first of all, you got to research the industry or the sector. So when you research the sector or the industry that you're investing in, you can see if it's been growing, right? So we'll go back probably 5 or 10 years to see if that sector that I'm going to invest in has been growing. And if I see growth, then I said, okay, look like it's going to be a good investment for me. But then we have an investment team of people try to break down the investment, making sure it is the right move for us to make, both financially and align it with our brand, right? Because anything that you bring in, you got to align it with your brand. So it's very important. So right now we have contracts, Sodexo Magic. Charles Johnson is doing a wonderful job. Charles, where are you? Yes, yeah, Charles, brother. Robbie is with him. Donna's here. Yep. So when we think about, we have Morehouse contract, Federal Reserve. We have contracts at the airport. We do Delta, their headquarters, on and on and on. We knew that industry was going to grow because people got to eat, right? And so we understand that, and it has been growing. We're over $1 billion in revenue now with this small company that's just shot up.
Hold on, you said $1 billion of revenue and 2 people clapped. Can we clap it up? That's not an everyday thing.
No. Well, the reason it's important is that we started from the ground on up. And so we wanted the same thing to happen for all of you, right? Take your ideal, your strategy, start your company and build it, right? And so, and scale it. And we were talking about how to scale, but scaling is so hard because you got to have the financial resources, and then you got to have the right team in place. If anything I can tell you, this is so important, and it's going to hurt a lot of feelings in this audience. Please do not hire your family. Unless they have the expertise. Unless they have the expertise. What has made more black businesses fail in America? Because you hired your family member and they didn't have the expertise, or they thought they could show up instead of 9 o'clock, they showed up at 12 o'clock. I paid mine to stay away. Here you go, the check will be on the way. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Make sure, though, if you're going to be in a family business, make sure you spell out roles. And once everybody know their role, make sure that they over-deliver in that role. So important.
We going back?
No, I'm going to stay right here.
I learned my lesson.
You wasn't going to get me again. I was waiting. But you brought up $1 billion in revenue, and so that word stuck in my head. We have a common theme here at InvestFest. Every year, we've been able to bring a billionaire to the stage.
I love that thing.
Now, the billionaires that we brought look like us.
There you go.
2025, list comes out, Irvin Magic Johnson, a billionaire.
Well,
yeah, stand on your feet for that, right? I wonder, the kid that's walking on the campus in East Lansing, Michigan,
go white,
to the man who's standing here today, was that on the vision board, and what was that moment like? For us in our minds, we already thought you were there, but now that it's been reported, what was this moment like for you?
Well, when I first started, no, it wasn't on the vision board. It was just being successful. See, my whole business thesis was to be successful for other people of color could come behind me. Okay, now, remember this. See, when I went to 10, 9, 10 banks, they all turned me down. They wanted the picture, they wanted the autograph, but they didn't want to loan me the money. Then I went up to CalPERS, this pension fund, to get money because I was going to start my real estate fund, and they turned me down 3 straight years, same thing. See, this hasn't been easy. A lot of you think that, oh, he Magic Johnson, so it was easy. No, that actually worked against me. But I love the challenge. See, I'm not going to run away. I knew my business thesis was strong. I knew my people. I knew what they wanted and what they like. So all I had to do was deliver it and then over-deliver to them once I started my business. And so as I became successful, first the Starbucks, the theaters, Magic Johnson theaters, and then I said, hey, I got to really get into bigger business, so I needed somebody else's money to do that, to grow and have sustainability. So once finally the bank said yes, I took that $100 million and turned it into what it is today. But stop. Anything that I've done is not just for me. It's so that you can come behind me, because now they say, oh, that black man was successful, we'll take a chance on another one. Because if I fail, then they're not going to take a chance on another one. So that's what it's about. So when you build your business, you don't even understand it's not just about you. You're giving another young person, young lady, young man, a chance and an opportunity to say, wow, if she made it, or if he made it, I think I got a chance too. So what I always have, my theme is, I turn the impossible into possible. That's what it's all about, right? That's what it's all about. So I'm still on the basketball court. I just don't have the little hot pants on no more. I'm wearing suits, but I just want to win and be successful, man. And nobody's going to outwork me. Nobody. I'm a smart guy because I'm smart, because I put smart people around me. And then I pay them to do their job. That part. Always remember that. Hire smart people, pay them to do their job, and they'll help you become successful.
Clap it up for that. So some other deals that people may not know you were involved in that didn't necessarily go your way, but great learning experiences, I'm sure. 24-hour fitness. Is it 24-hour fitness, TGI Friday.
TGI Friday.
Can you tell them about that experience?
Yeah, because some has failed, right? Every business is not going to be successful. We had the #1 TGI Fridays in the West in Los Angeles. And we were able to really do a fantastic job of over-delivering to the community. Then I built a second one here in Atlanta. And Atlanta supported me like crazy. But we were not ready for the volume of customers that came through our door. And we made a lot of mistakes. And we had to close that Friday because it was on us, not on the people of Atlanta. And I learned a valuable lesson that we got to make sure we hire the best and talented people, and they can drive unbelievable customer service. And we did not deliver that to the people of Atlanta. But the next businesses, you learn from that one and make sure the next businesses that you do a better job. And we've been better because of those mistakes we made back then. So every business has not hit the home run. And then also too, a lot of businesses I own hit singles and doubles. And that's okay. If you get enough singles and doubles, you're going to make a lot of money anyway. So I think for me, it's learn from your lessons, learn lessons from your failure, and then make sure that it doesn't happen again.
Amen. Amen. I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure.
Oh,
Just making sure.
well, you thought it was coming at you?
Yeah. I'm just making sure. So I want to talk about legacy a little bit because backstage I showed you some of my emails.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a true story. I got this email and it said Alicia Johnson, and I said, "What? Who is that? I never ordered from there." And my wife said, "Don't worry about that." And then the next week it said Alicia Johnson again, and I said, "What is that?" And she said, "Oh, these just these sunglasses I got. Don't worry about that." And then for the next 6 months, every 3 days, I get another email from Alicia Johnson. So I said, I got to figure this out. Who's this Alicia Johnson? Coming to find out, there's a close attachment to you. It's your daughter. So I want to talk about legacy and watching your kids walking their journeys of entrepreneurship. Obviously, Dre and EJ doing their things in their respective industries. What's that like watching your kids carve their own path and creating? Because I didn't know it was your daughter, it was the product that sold. What's that like for you?
Well, it's a great moment. We all want our kids to be more successful than ourselves, you know, and so for me to be able to watch my kids be happy, first of all, and also to look at their dad or their mom and say, hey, I want to be like them, right? So my daughter, she went to FIT and she loved sunglasses. She loved the dress. So she said to me one day after she graduated, said, Dad, I want to start my eyewear line and I want you to give me the seed money.
Smart.
And I said, okay, where's the business plan? She said, what? I'm your daughter. I said, you got to have a business plan. So she went crying to Cookie. Dad don't love me, you know. And so Cookie said, is that what he said? She said, no. Well, what did he say? He said, I have to have a business plan. So, well, go write one. So she came back 2 days later with a half good business plan. And I said, no. She stormed out the room again. And I said, you need two things. You know, the P&Ls, where's the money section, the real business. And so she finally put that in. And I said, okay. So she's been very successful selling them online. She built a great business for herself. I mean, I cry every time I think about it because, again, she took my trade on working hard. Nobody's going to outwork her. And then this is what really touched me about a year ago. We're riding, and she says to me, Dad, thank you for taking me through getting a business plan. 6 of my girlfriends started their companies at the same time I started mine, and they all failed. And I said, that's my job as your father. You hated that I took you through that exercise, but it has helped you in the long run. So make sure that you have a solid business plan, everybody. That's so important. And then adhere to that, right? You can always make adjustments, but adhere to your business plan. And then my son EJ, I love him. He's fabulous. You know, EJ gonna be EJ. And he's in entertainment, doing a wonderful job. And then my son Andre works for me now. It's kind of cool to go in the office and see my son side by side doing his thing with me. And so it's been a joy to watch our 3 kids. And now we have 2 grandchildren. So it's a blessing, man. A real blessing. Real blessing.
So I got to talk about mentorship. You were a rookie, the Lakers, sensational player, and I believe you kind of isolated. It was a level of isolation in the locker room because you made friends with the owner of the team, Dr. Jerry Buss. So
you would have to bring this up. Go ahead.
So yeah, walk us through not only that relationship, what he taught you, and what made you at that young age have the foresight to go against the peer pressure of the older veterans and put yourself in that position?
That's a great question. Look, I was curious, man. I knew I wanted to be a businessman, but I had to get up under somebody who was already doing it. And so he could give me knowledge. So it happened to be the owner of the Lakers, Dr. Jerry Buss. And I told him my dream after I was done winning championships with him. I wanted to own businesses. And now you heard what I said first, right? You didn't miss what I said first, right? After I'm done winning what? Okay. After I'm done doing what? See, I had to be serious with that basketball first. And once I did what I was able to do on that court, in the summertime, I would then go and spend a lot of time with him for he can teach me. But I knew that it wouldn't have worked out if I wasn't successful on the basketball court. So I handled that business, got up under him. So 3 years in, next thing I know, I'm coming into the locker room and the guy said, Irvin, we got to talk to you. I said, okay, what's going on? I thought we were going to talk about Larry Bird and the Celtics or something, how we going to defend them or something. They said, no, you can't be hanging around the owner no more. It's an unwritten rule that players can't hang out with the owner. So all the guys nod their head like, yeah. So I took my time because I'm never going to react first. I said, what can I say? I said, okay, you guys are millionaires. He a billionaire. I'm hanging out with the billionaire. Because, stop. Because he's the only guy that can help me go where I want to go. You see? See, sometimes we forget about that. And then don't let your friend don't let them say you can't go. See, a lot of time our friends, just because they want to stay where they are, they want us to stay there too. If I would have listened to them, I wouldn't be on this stage today. See, so I stayed with that man. He taught me so much, and that's why I'm successful. What did I do? I took the knowledge that he gave me and brought it to the black community, right? And started building my business. So gain knowledge, as much knowledge as you can. Be as smart as you can. Study as much as you can. And always, whether it's on your phone, I know a lot of times we don't read the newspaper. I grew up in the newspaper era, so I still read the newspaper. You guys get everything on your phone. Make sure you just keep up with what's going on, the trends, what's happening. Whether it's that with AI now. Black folks, we got to study AI. So we have to do that, right? So just keep up on what's going on out here is very important. So again, no, I wasn't going to let them. All they should be concerned about when I come down, shaking and baking, and I throw that no look, they better be worried about delivering that basket. That's it. What I do on that court, that's their concern. What I do off that court, wasn't their concern. Okay? I'm going to handle my business on that court.
You handle your business in the boardroom as well, and selfishly, I'll talk to you backstage about it. One of the things I'm most proud of is that you're now owner of the Washington Commanders.
Yes, sir.
Childhood team of mine. But having black ownership in the NFL is probably one of the hardest things to do.
Yeah.
Talk about that moment and partnering with Joe Harris, and what was that like being a part of our ownership group, pitching to the NFL to say, we need to change this franchise, and I feel like you've done a great job thus far.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Well, first of all, you know, I got every team almost in terms of, in every sport, I got a team almost, right? And so the NFL was the last one. And I never thought it's going to happen because I didn't see us We see ourselves on the field, and we take care of our business as players on that football field. We've seen it in the coaching ranks, and now sometime even in the executive roles, but we hadn't seen it in the ownership role. And so once that happened for me, I was so blessed, not just for me, but now what they've done in Atlanta. And we should clap for that, because you got black ownership here with the Falcons, you know. Now Denver, black ownership. So now we're starting to see us be in those roles as owners. Why? That's important, not only for myself, also for the players, right? They feel better about it as well. So it's been great for Cookie and I to be involved with the Commanders. In 2 years, we've turned it around. We're heading in a positive direction. The fans are back. And always about that quarterback. Boy, we got a brother that he's a bad boy, and Jay Daniels, and so we're excited about him. And to do it in D.C., man.
Chocolate City.
The DMV, brother, man. It's a beautiful thing. So, again, I can't stop working, though. Let me tell you guys something. See, when you get there, it's hard to get there, but it's even harder to stay there. So when you get there, you just starting. I know they waiting on me to make a mistake. I already know that. So that's why I'm so careful about what I do, what I put out there on social media, how I am as a husband, a father, now a grandfather. So it's so important, because your business, that success can go just like that. Just as fast as you got it, it can go just that fast. So make sure that you're making all the right decisions and the right moves, which is very important. And so I always think back when we got the Commanders, man, and Cookie and we were on the plane. I said, baby, I remember when we had the peanut butter but no jelly. I remember when we had the Kool-Aid, but no sugar. See, I went back to how I grew up, and I just sat there on the plane thanking God for putting me in this position. But stop. But also I know what to do with it. See, you got to know what to do with it when you get blessed. And make sure you bless others. That's why I've been blessed, because I blessed others. And that's what's important. So, yeah, I'm feeling good, and it's a great thing to be in the NFL. We got to keep, hopefully more minorities will keep being in the ownership role. And I think what you're doing here today, there's some future owners. You're going to have a lot of billionaires out here, because that's what it's all about. Multi-millionaires. Now, put yourself there. Every time I did something, I put myself there. And then I went after it. All right, write this in your phone right quick. See, long now, the days of 5-10 years, that's over with now. Everything you should go after should be 3 years. Okay? In terms of, hey, I want to start that business, or I want to accomplish this, give yourself 3 years. I want you to then go home, talk to your partner, wife, husband, whoever, and say, honey, give me 3 years. I went to Cookie and said, I need 3 years to be on the road. I got to build my business. But it's our business. Can you handle the kids for 3 years without me being there a lot? She said, honey, go do your thing. And look what happened. You see? Because if you get longer than 3 years, that means you haven't put 150% into building this business. But you got to have sign off with your partner, because they have to understand that, hey, date night, what it used to be, might not be there. So when she or he buys into that, now you good. So that's very, very important. I do everything in 3 years. I told my wife, I'm going to have a plane in 3 years. Let me save up the money. Let me understand the plane industry. What happened? 3 years, I got the plane. Boom. You just keep going. So all the things I want to do, 3 years. I can't wait to see what happens to this in 3 years. I can't hear you. Come on now. They are already billionaires. You know why? Because they blessing you with knowledge. See, God gonna bless them, both of them. Oh, they on their way. Because they blessing you with so much knowledge, so much access. What do black people need? Access. Man, I gotta come back. You don't even have to pay me when I come back next time. You don't even have to pay me. I'm coming back. Oh, stop. Stay up. Stop. Stay up. Shh. Now, thank you. Love you back, too. Love you back, for real. I want you to know something and hear this. We were both all three of us was talking about this. The last generation, couple generations back, all those successful black men and women took the knowledge to the grave with them. That hurt our community. See, I'm standing here in front of you because I want you to be successful. And always remember, it's enough room for everybody. We forget that. We forget that. Look what happened. Now sit down. Look what happened. Now I got to give you this. Look, Junior Bridgman, before he passed away, basketball player, billionaire. LeBron, Michael Jordan. You see, it just keeps going. It's enough room for everybody. And when Michael and I see each other, we pat each other on the back, man. Can you believe it? Can I beat him? Nah, he got that one-on-one thing. See, I'm always going to be honest with myself. Only thing I beat Michael in is them no-look passes and leadership.
Talk about it.
It ain't no question. Just like it ain't no question what he gonna do to me. Dunks and all that. But that's what make him a bad boy and the best that's ever done it. Don't get it twisted. I love LeBron, but no.
Yeah, we got that documented.
No.
That's documented. Okay. Shotty, you heard that?
Well, hold on. LeBron is not the GOAT.
I love my boy. I love him. Yeah. But when Michael Jordan took off with that tongue out, hold up. Listen, because a lot of you wasn't born then. 1991 against my Lakers, right hand. We thought we had him. He looked as we went down. He switched it to the left hand. Tongue went left. Spun it against the glass and good. There's nobody alive that's been able to do just that. That boy is too bad, I'm telling you right now. But LeBron is a bad boy too. He's a bad boy, but he's not Michael.
Appreciate that, Magic.
Look at it. Look. Look at that face right there. Oh my God.
Staying on that, I always wanted to ask you this question as a basketball fan. That Barcelona experience, I mean, we watched documentaries and all that. What was it like being with the greatest players of all time, greatest team of all time? What's the story that maybe nobody knows? Like, what's a great memory from you on that dream team?
Okay. Well, let me first put it in perspective first. See, I learn, I'm a visual learner, and also I learn what I read and so on and on. So we go to Spain. I'm jumping ahead, and there's a reason for that. So we go to Spain, and they're having this big reception, and we're on this yacht. The air conditioning go out in the yacht. So they had us all go off the yacht and go back on the bus. Another yacht pulls up. So we all get on the second yacht. So we're talking to the guy. And I'm talking to the guy, excuse me. And I said, man, that's crazy. A second yacht came up. Well, whose yacht that broke down? The guy said, it's my yacht. I said, well, who yacht is this one? He said, this one is mine too. I said, that let me know wealthy, rich is a whole different thing. And I said, wow, I want to be like him. I tell him this story. Mickey Arison, the owner of the Miami Heat, he changed my life because that let me know that I had a long way to go. And I thank him for talking to me that whole time. So we're in Monaco, and Prince Rainier hosted us in the big castle, and we're up there. So we're in tuxes. All the guys were over here talking. Prince Rainier and Commissioner Stern was over there. So I get up and I go over. I got to meet this dude who run all of Monaco. See, that's who I am. Hey, bro, y'all cool, but this dude here. So I go over, introduce myself. He said, oh, Magic, I know who you are. I said, how do you run all of this? You know, drop some knowledge on me. Man, I stood over there for about 30 minutes talking to him about Monaco and on and on and on. You know what he did? He called his son and daughter over and introduced me to them. Said, as long as Magic is here, you hang out with Magic. So they took me to the nightclubs and on and on and on. But guess what? Now his son, the same one I was hanging out with, is the Prince of Monaco now. Right? I said, see, that's why I'm glad I ran over there and met the man. But why am I saying this? Sometimes you got to step out that group that you in. You keep hanging around the same people, you only gonna get the same results. Get out of your comfort zone. When you go to that function and there's somebody over there, go on over there. Hey, I'm so-and-so. Just want to say I admire you, or how did you get to where you are? It takes 2 or 3 minutes. But sometimes no, I don't want to bother them, or I'm not like that. I'm going to go over there and get me that knowledge that I'm looking for. And it has paid off for me. So that elevator speech is real. So when you got those 3 minutes riding up that elevator, take advantage of that. So the dream team was the greatest basketball I've ever been involved in. And to be the point guard on that team and represent the NBA and our country, but just to be able to hang out with Michael and play with him finally. Larry Bird and Charles Barkley, the slimmer Charles Barkley. Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, Scottie Pippen, Chris Mullin, Clyde Drexler, and I mean, it was just amazing. It's the greatest team ever assembled. And so I'm excited to say I was on that team. Yep.
But before we go, you talked about the yachts. You talked about your image on social media. We saw you on the treadmill. I mean, we saw you on the treadmill. We saw you with the basketball court on the yacht. It talks about earning your leisure, which is obviously our name and our brand. But being able to vacation and find balance and find peace with your family, talk about the importance of that in all this, man, because it's chaos, but you find time.
Well, I can't do this without that. You know, I love dating my wife, so when I go on those 6 weeks, we're able to date. And
hold on, there's like 2 married people here. They clap. Like that section right there.
Yeah. And so it's a lot of fun, and because you know when I'm grinding, so I'm working. So this gives me a chance to be with my family, and then last but not least, when I was traveling, it's important, right? So you can see the world, and I love traveling. Cookie and I just love it, and so I remember when Denzel introduced yachting to me. And I seen that I was able to open it up for a lot of other blacks to now go. And Cookie and I have been yachting now for 32 years. So it's a blessing to do it. But at the same time, this is what I want you to take from that. When I was in Monaco in 1992, we just talked about this, I saw the yachts down there. And I told myself, one day I'm going to be on one of them. See, it didn't happen right away because I didn't have enough money. But what did I do? In 3 years, I said, I'm going to be on that yacht. And what happened? In 3 years, I was on that yacht. See, what'd you say? You've been yachting for 3 years? Or you will be yachting in 3? For 3 years. See, that's it. We just, listen, we want to open it up for our people to know that traveling is wonderful. It's not about the yacht, whatever you can do. I just saw Ludacris and Kevin Hart out there. That's great. Let's keep doing it. But the main thing is understand that you can do it one day if that's what you want to do. Now, everybody stand up. No phone in your hand. I don't want nothing in your hand. First of all, let's give God some glory because we're here, right? I can't hear you. Come on now. Now, I've given you some nuggets. These 2 gentlemen for the last 3 days, but also for the last years have been giving you unbelievable nuggets on your business, how to take yourself to the next level. I can't hear you. Come on. God has placed 2 vessels in your life. Right here. 2 kings. And you know what? It hasn't been about them. It's been about you. And all right. So let's start off with if somebody gonna be a millionaire in the next 3 years, clap 2 times. All right, stop. If you're going to be a multi-millionaire in the next 3 years, clap. Okay. Okay, I'm about to draw this one. I'm about to draw this one. I'm about to draw this one. Billionaires, let me hear it, buddy. All right, now, just do me a favor. I don't care who next to you, because it's going to take a village to do this. I want to grab people's hand right quick. Let's go. Right next to you. Bow your heads, because God going to put that favor on you, and it's going to happen. Oh, Heavenly Father, we say thank you, and thank you. Why are we saying thank you? Because you woke us up this morning. Thank you for these two incredible men who have decided to bless not only themselves and their own families, but all of us in this auditorium. You are using them so that they can bless others and they can be successful right along with all of these incredible people. Now I know that you have the power and the tools to make everybody in this room successful. And if they follow you and keep you on their hearts, they will definitely be successful. So touch everybody, bless everybody as they leave this incredible auditorium and this incredible convention, that they can be multi-millionaires, millionaires, and billionaires. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. God bless you.
Thank you.